That's far enough.
His thoughts invade your own, probing for purchase. Your parasite purrs in recognition.
My apologies. Welcome back, true soul. What news? General Ketherick's advisor went off on a field trip. Zarel's in charge till he gets back.
You'll find Zarel in the audience chamber, true soul. She'll be wanting to hear from you.
Well then, let's not keep her waiting.
Praise the Absolute. We are favored. We are blessed.
Yeah. I'm sure you are.
The blessed will conquer all.
Plenty of supplies if you're running low, true soul.
There is only the Absolute. Winged brother took my meat. They swoop and steal. We stoop and struggle. Serve her. All will serve her. In her name.
There can be no doubt. This is the place. This is where we'll discover the secret of the Absolute.
Another true soul. The disciple will want to see you through the main doors.
She used them to inflict wound. Can you hear her?
Of many hearts, one soul. Of many thoughts, one mind.
The Absolute herself called us here. They cannot stop us from seeing Zarel now.
Back of the line. I'll be the first of us to swear to the General.
Not all of us survived the shadows to stand here. My wife, my sons, they were unworthy.
You're one of her blessed, aren't you? To hear her voice, I cannot imagine.
Each pack of recruits they bring in is worse than the last. Can't trust them to sweep the stables, let alone swing a sword. No doubt. Isn't for me to question them above me. I'm sure you know your business. I'll see they get all the help they need, true soul. And they'll need quite a bit.
It's Roa you want. We only talk when you've misbehaved.
I'm not...
Ah, a new face come to bask in the light of the Absolute. How can I be of service, true soul? Blessed by association, let's say. I come to pay proper respect to a new power. I bow, but the Zentarim prefer to look their business partners in the eye. Joaquin's clipped coins, no. Faith is an over-flooded market. Transport, however. These faithful folk need some goods moved into the city. Our ships are obliging. Quietly. An honor, true soul. These are our allies, Erna. I'll handle the diplomacy. You just keep looking pretty.
And the dreams came.
My brothers have...
You'd find better lodgings out in the war camp, true soul. I know we're all one under the Absolute, but you do not want to bunk with an ogre.
You're the biggest thing here. Nothing to be afraid of, lass. Not afraid! Hungry!
Hush! Meat sounds above. Here.
For a moment, you do hear it. Flesh sliding on stone, like a living being extending through the walls.
Big! In walls above! Maybe. Whole tower. Loudest near kitchen. But Mig band! Not allowed to pet nose! You find meat? You share!
Don't mind Mig and her meat sounds. It's just her brain flopping around in her skull.
Wouldn't head into the main hall if I were you. Zerel and Keferic are working on some poor worm.
Bunch of the others were rounded up in the main hall a while ago. They ain't come back.
Heard a rumor some do-gooder stopped a horde of absolutists from getting their hands on a load of druids in some grove. Whoever it was, better pray the general doesn't smoke 'em out. Be a bloodbath, so it would. Sister, pray with me while we wait.
I'm not worthy.
Araj Oblodra, trader in blood and the sanguineous arts. It is a pleasure to stand before a true soul and your pale companion. I'd like to offer my services, if you're willing. Please. You think someone in my line of work wouldn't recognize a vampire spawn when they see one? I trade in blood, and the potions that can be wrung from it. I'm more than happy to make you one, if you'd honor me with your blood. With one drop, I can brew a rather potent potion for you. The rest, I keep for myself. Research, naturally. A little experimentation, perhaps. I have an innate curiosity for all things sanguine. No idea, but it will be unique to you. Your blood essence and the Absolute's blessing intertwined. We can learn exactly what that means together, hmm? I'm here, should you change your mind. Although perhaps there's one more thing we could discuss. Your vampiric friend.
Oh, don't worry. We're all friends under the Absolute. I won't bite.
Oh, I'd prefer if you did. I assume he belongs to you? Ah, it's like that. Do you have a name, Spawn?
Astarion, but hold on.
Good. Now, Astarion. I've dreamt of being bitten by a vampire since I was a young girl.
I'm sorry, you want to be bitten?
To feel your life's blood slipping away. To dance on the edge between life and death. Yes, I want it. I'll even compensate you. A potion of legendary power that forever increases the strength of the one who consumes it. It's not for sale, but it's yours if you bite me.
I will have to decline.
Excuse me? This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and you're squandering it.
I gave you my answer.
Can't you talk some sense into your obstinate charge?
I'm sorry, but could you excuse us a moment? Are you actually asking me to do this? Trading me for some potion? Because there's something wrong with her blood. I can smell it from here. It's rank. I can't say. It just smells wrong. Unnatural. Drinking it wouldn't kill me, but it would not be pleasant.
I don't have all day, true soul.
All right. Thank you. It's still a no, I'm afraid.
How very disappointing.
Thank you. I appreciated that.
She sees everything we are. Do you understand? There is no hiding from her.
Something slimy seems to be dripping from the rafters above.
A moment, true soul. You use a spoon to stir the soup, Barnabas. Forget the axe, my darling. Now, how can I help you? Soft and sweet as pudding, isn't he?
He no longer remembers his life in the wild. That is the gifts the Absolute gave me when I stood before her. To rewrite the lives of her faithful. Make them believe there's something better. She gathers many threads for her design, but it is still her design. And Barnabas has found his place in it. Observe. Barnabas, sweetie, come show what a good boy you are. What would you like him to do? Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you, Barnabas?
You feel her will surge outwards and envelop the creature, inexorable as the tide.
No, Barnabas! We talked about this.
They battle silently for a long moment, the Gnoll's heart drumming with strain. Then all at once, his heart stops.
Oh, Barnabas. I'm so sorry, me darling. Oh, he isn't the first to die. Her love is simply too much for some. I hope you will fare better when your time comes. You ascend the tower as a true soul, and return as something more. If you return at all.
So this is the abode of our dear Absolute. It's about as cheerful as expected.
We're in the belly of the beast now. Try not to do anything too heroic.
Moonrise Towers. If this is indeed the very center of the Absolute schemes, then the source of our problem must be in here somewhere.
I'm not worthy. I never learned the words.
Yes, you did.
I saw it, Trousseau. The army. They're nearly ready. It's nearly time. I'm trained as an assassin. House Hekar. Perhaps I can serve as a scout or special operations. When the call comes, I'll be ready. We march to Baldur's Gate. Us? We are so many, and we are marching to Baldur's Gate as soon as the Absolute gives word. I've never been to battle. I've never been to war. But I feel so calm, ready.
Did as I was told! Followed every order I was given!
The facts suggest otherwise. You were ordered to retrieve the artifact. You failed to do so.
Take it up with Minthara! She's the one who...
Enough!
A blast of mental energy washes over you, filling the room. Your tadpole squirms, urging you to obey.
You failed to retrieve the artifact. You failed to protect your true soul. You do not deserve to live.
As the General's attention shifts to you, a memory stirs. A memory of this room, and his voice raised in anger.
I'm surprised to see you again, True Soul. You are here to assist and not to meddle, I trust. I would remind you that while in my halls, you obey me, just as you would any other chosen. I'm sure you will enjoy watching my justice enacted. You have to take what pleasure you can, after all, in your diminished state.
His smirk says everything and nothing at once. I know exactly who you are, and I will never tell. You've stood afore this very throne before. In demand, not supplication. Many eyes in the room dart away when you try to meet them. Hells, they all know you. Even the dog knows you.
Better than you know yourself, it seems. But we are here to deal with these goblins, not to speak of your past. Kill them. Quickly.
What? No! You creaking old bag of shit!
I'm so sorry, my lord. She's an unbeliever outside my control.
Try again. Dispose of the rest as you see fit. Or better yet, let us take advantage of our surprising guest and their particular creative genius. I'm sure the results will send a clear message to the troops on the importance of discipline.
Of course, my lord. Thank you. You heard the General. The goblins are yours. Deal with them however you wish. Here in the seat of the Absolute's power, your authority over them is complete. They will obey any command. Report to me upstairs when you're done.
Yeah, you ain't gonna do anything drastic, are ya? We've been nothing but loyal! Praise the Absolute, and praise you, true soul.
You did the right thing. I'm sure those nasties deserved a bollocking, but we're no executioners. Let's go see what Zarel makes of it.
In another lifetime, you were greeted in this throne room like a god, not the living wreck you are now. Your disgrace has something to do with this Ketheric. You yearn to flay him until he forgets himself, as you have. Nothing sickens you more than a man who is unkillable. But to a veteran deviant such as yourself, it is but a matter of time.
The seat of the Absolute's power, occupied by a general that cannot be killed. But his followers are flesh and blood. We must learn what fuels his power.
You're not the first to brave the dark for the Absolute. The war camps are full to bursting.
No feuding under this roof, true soul. We're all one under the Absolute. More's the pity.
You ought to be kinder, you know. To the prisoners, I mean. Any one of them could be elevated to true soul, should they accept the Absolute.
Ugh. Then I shall have to keep them busy praying for mercy from other gods, won't I?
Do I know you, true soul? Feels like we met before. Maybe in a previous life.
Don't get too close to the prisoners. They're desperate enough to try anything.
Enjoy the view. This feels like it'd stretch all the way to the Sea of Swords on a clear day. If this place ever gets a clear day. I'm afraid you missed the ship, True Soul, but there'll be another along soon enough. We're already stacking the cargo. Nothing of note, just supplies for the battle ahead. I've already checked it twice over.
As the symbol glows, power courses through you. Authority.
Right you are, I suppose. Check away.
Stand clear of the cargo. Respectfully, true soul. Just doing my job. They say the Absolute sees our work and elevates the worthy. And I don't plan on being a guard for long, true soul. Thank you.
Did you request this post too? I'm glad I got the Warden and not Zarel. Don't get chatty with the prisoners, mind you. The Warden won't like that.
Your conversation has been cut short. These prisoners are for Disciple Balthazar's attention only. Reasoning is hard to argue with. You're free to speak to the prisoners.
The gnomes. Speak to the gnomes.
You ordered that guard about as if you were the Absolute herself. What do you want with us, exactly? Huh. And why would you be so inclined? Barkus is out here? Didn't think he had the stones. Well, if he sent you, you're no slave to the Absolute. You're a damn wolf among sheep, aren't you? I reckon you and I were meant to meet. I'm Wilburn. All that matters is how we're gonna get out. Us and the Tieflings both. An iron hand leaves no one behind. We need tools. That head case of a Warden robbed ours, but anything that breaks rock will do. Even if it's not iron hand quality. Whatever you find, throw it through the bars. But for the love of Gerdel, make sure a guard doesn't see you. Or we're both done for.
You. Not you. Lord Ketherick may think you pose no threat to him in your disgrace, but I know the things you've done. Keep your bloody thoughts to yourself and your head down. Oh dear. Does someone think they're important? You are small, Trussell, insignificant, and above all, replaceable. Do not forget that. You set foot in our tower once. You did not leave. At least not through any door I have watch over. I assumed you overstayed your welcome. Little did I expect you to intrude again. Your name, your place, was kept from all of us last time, but you were to be shown the utmost of respect. Respect you must have proven yourself unworthy of. And now, you waste my time. Regardless, know this. I am the Warden. The prisoners are my charges, and I answer to Disciple Balthazar himself. Stay on my good side. My face might be bland, but yours? It is now carved into my memory forever.
Your mind swirls with information about the prison. The small levers behind the warden's desk open every cell, while the larger one triggers the alarm. And interesting items confiscated from prisoners lie above the warden's office, just up the ladder.
If you are going to stare, kindly do it elsewhere. As I said, you are free to roam where you wish, but do not speak to the prisoners. He sounds important, and I'm afraid the mere dregs are the only ones left in my care.
Breathe quiet. Move with care.
This is a restricted area. Time to explain yourself, or this guard will be restricting you to a cell. Your words are enough to resolve the matter. Still, you need to leave. Best not try that again, lest your actions speak louder than your words.
Your feet fly fast, my friend. Any luck with those tools? Tools! Something that can crack rock, like a hammer. Without it... Your feet fly fast, my friend. Any luck with those tools?
Tools! Something that can crack rock like a hammer. Daring is the heart of courage, but we can't risk it. Not unless...
A new face. Do as the warden says, when she says, and you'll be fine. Plant one foot in front of the other. Head forward. Back straight. Make them fear you.
General Thorm's prayers and preparations must not be disturbed. The rooftop is off limits to everyone.
Even you, Disciples Rel?
Everyone. Keep watch and ensure that nobody passes. Excellent timing, true soul. The goblins. Tell me how they suffered. No, better yet, show me.
Her mind enters yours abruptly, flickering across your memories in a blaze of excitement. She sees the goblins walking free, and a burning rage fans across your mind like wildfire.
Explain yourself. Very pragmatic, but very boring. Let's see if there's anything interesting in this brain of yours.
She parts the folds of your mind again, touching your wants and hopes, tasting them. Every emotion soaks into her mind's palette. But there is purpose to her exploration. She is searching for proof of your faith.
The Absolute fills your mind. But you have doubt and anger in your heart, not love. Control your emotions. When you come to her, you must allow her love to push out all other feeling, or she will consume you. I have already been blessed to stand in her presence. It was bliss. She gave me everything I wanted. To take without asking, to feel without doubting, and to kill without consequence. In a word, freedom. By serving General Thorm, I have a mission for you.
That's it. Play along. The closer you can get to the General, the closer you'll be to the answers you seek.
Indeed. The Absolute's love for him has made him more than mortal. He is unstoppable. There is a relic that General Thorm requires. He sent his most trusted advisor, disciple Balthazar, to retrieve it. The relic is beneath the Thorm family mausoleum. That is where you will find Balthazar. But we have lost contact with him. Go there. Aid Balthazar if you can, and bring the relic home. Death would not silence Balthazar for long. But dead or alive, he is lost. Whatever has become of him, it is the relic that matters. It is something that General Thorm desires, and that he has ordered us to retrieve. That is all you need to know.
She's suddenly nervous, on edge. Talking about the relic makes her anxious.
don't get anxious, I get impatient. You have your mission. The shadows around the mausoleum are deep and hungry. You'll need a moon lantern to survive them. Take one from Balthazar's chambers. But don't pry. The last person who snooped into his secrets lost their head. I believe he uses it as a chamber pot.
That's curious.
Careful, I know.
All's well that ends. Well, not as bad as it could have.
Trust no one. Easy.
No one stopped me yet. I spy with my little eye. Nothing of note, really.
You can pass. In the name of the salute.
Well, Flo didn't tell a lie. She said you'd find me, and here you are. Karlach, isn't it?
Now there's a name I'd hope never to hear again. What was Flo doing here?
Didn't think to quiz her about her business.
Florenta the Garotta. A Cambion I knew back in Avernus. She was the closest thing I had to a friend. That said, she would have choked the life out of me if I ever turned my back on her. The fact that she knows where I am, where I might be going, doesn't exactly delight me. Maybe. Probably. I don't know. She's a half-devil. Impossible to read. I wouldn't have given her the time of day, but even I needed a laugh once in a while. What can I say? The bitch had good jokes.
Enough chatter. Your friend gave me 3 soul coins, said I could sell them if I wanted. But if I kept them for you, she'd consider it a favor owed.
Soul coins, huh? Those could come in handy. Cambion, but you're right. Then again, they could really come in handy.
Sure. But she did have a condition. For every coin you take, you've got to hear the story of the soul trapped inside.
There you have it. Flo came all this way just to try to make me feel like shit. Clever use of her time. Memorized a bunch of sad stories on her behalf, did you?
Didn't need to. Your Flo did some devil woo-woo and stuck 'em in my head. Couldn't forget now if I wanted to. Do you want the coins or not? First coin's got the soul of a woman named Maveri. She was born to a cruel mother, and a violent father, and 3 evil brothers, all named Baldur. She never knew a day of love in all her life. When she was a girl of 15, she sold her soul to Tiamat in exchange for someone who would love her unconditionally. She got what she asked for. A fellow named Clint, destined to be her soulmate. Struck by a cart and died a few moments after clapping eyes on our Maveri. Poor guy. The scud of her soul is yours now.
Thanks, I guess.
Sure you will. This one has got the soul of a man named Frakes. Lived in a village near Neverwinter. Hit hard by the worst hunger in 1,000 years. Frakes called out for help. Prayed for his children to have meat to eat. Zariel answered. Made old Frakes grow flesh upon flesh after flesh. His wee ones had all the meat they could stomach.
He should have known. Better to die 1,000 deaths than let Zariel into your life.
Karlach's the one set to consume his soul, I hear. Last one's got the soul of a little boy named Ungir. 8 years old. He liked playing in the sun with his friends. That's all I know.
That's all?
That's all. Oh, and this slip of scratch.
Well, thanks, Flo. Hearing a bunch of desperate horror has ruined my day, which I suppose was the point.
You got 3 soul coins after the bargain, didn't you? I'd quit whinging if I were you. I did my part. That means our business is done. Unless you've got actual gold to hand. Better hope you can handle what I've got.